you should probably get
now. All right. What's up, gamers? Hope everyone's having a good night today and has been enjoying the marathon. Obviously, it's been pretty poppin'. We hit 3K, so that means that we're going to be showing even more Spyro tonight. I'm going to get right into this so that these guys can go to bed soon. But there's going to be a lot of shit that I'm going to be talking about. Sorry for the cuss word, but there's going to be a lot I'm going to be talking about. Yeah, so prepare for information. I'm going to start from 3, and we're going to go on go. Timing starts on the selection of yes when it asks, are you sure? So, on go, 3, 2, 1, go. All right. So, right off the bat, we're doing a skip that saves about 30 to 40 seconds. Whoops. That's okay. I'll fix it later. What it does is there's an introduction cutscene that plays. And what we did is soft reset the console, which skips the cutscene, but also it does a couple other glitches to the game. So you can kind of see like a glitched texture almost on the left-hand kind of side of the screen, just floating around. That's Sparks. Sparks is our health bar, pretty much. He's just our companion throughout the course of the game. The glitch messes with the game in a couple instances, and one of them is Spark. He will be kind of glitched for the rest of the run, so the glitch initially makes Sparks invisible, which also means that he won't collect gems and do other stuff that he typically does until I collect fodder, which is like health. But we pretty much just went and did some of these basic fireflies, which is kind of like stars. They're basic, or like fireflies or dragons in other Spyro games. The basic premise of the game is they took the fire breath away from dragons, and Spyro needs to try and get it back. But this run is, we're just going to try and do it without the fire breath. So in this level, this is the first level of the game, you're supposed to kind of go about the level the way that I did it actually. Go up to the top of it and then get fire ability. But with this category, we're actually not going to get any fire at all. So that means we're not going to get any of the fire abilities that are in the game, or any of the fireflies that correlate with fire ability. So we're only going to get stuff that is either ice or another element to obtain the firefly, which at first we didn't think was possible, / didn't really think about it. This game is relatively unpopular. I was a little messed up. That's fine though. Those imps are like, you can actually manipulate the imps depending on like where you go in the map. So all the imps that we do, there's a strat for them that makes them consistent. I do somewhat baby strats for most of them, but in the later runs, or in the later stages, you'll see some pretty cool stuff. But yeah, so we're only doing stuff with ice ability and just not fire. It's kind of like a low percent concept, because there's 100 fireflies in the game, and you can only you can only collect 80 of them without fire, and that's not including the secret or the extra levels, which are just really long. We'll actually see them later, since we got the cheat code run accepted, which is awesome. Hope you guys are excited for that. There's some pretty cool cheat codes in this game. But once we get there, you'll see some of the side levels. But yeah. So there aren't too many fireflies that we have the option to get or to not get, but the route that I'm doing for you guys is a little bit more entertaining and also a little bit faster if done properly. There is not always a set amount of fireflies in each area. There's either 6 or 7, depending on the level. And then each hub world has a certain amount of fireflies as well, either 6 or 7. So this is Sunny Plains. It's the first hub world of the game. And we're just getting fireflies to open up other doors and to move through the realms. And there's 3 in the game, and that's pretty much like literally all that the game really gives you. The plot isn't really that thick. It's a handheld Spyro game, so like, that wasn't really the point of it, but pretty cool and epic gameplay. So this is another level. So actually the level that we just came from and this level are not any different between any percent and no fire breath. Sorry, I got distracted. Right there is a little tight. If you don't run at that bomb at enough speed, it won't go in the water right away. And jumping over the water at that particular time is kind of at a precise section. Right here is another manipulatable minigame. Pretty much you just fly over the water because he doesn't notice you then, and then make him run into you. It's pretty simple. So we pretty much just are going to be doing these missions of either freezing things, collecting fireflies that are in the level, beating up enemies, whatever the case, to get the fireflies that we need to enter each level. And I am 1 firefly behind a kind of like a typical run of this category, or at least like an easier route of the category. The route's going to stay like this until the end of the run, pretty much. But it does affect the route a little bit. Not right now. It's not too important. Because we get quite a bit of fireflies in the first world. This is a level, though, that is pretty much only... Okay, that was just bad luck. That was pretty much just... mostly, like, all the missions in here require fire. So we're not going to do any of them. So we're just going to get the fireflies that are roaming around, which there's 4 of them. So we're going to get all 4 of them. That was good. Another thing to note is that this game is isotopic, or isometric. I can never freaking remember the word. But it's basically 2.5D, so 2.5D instead of 3D. Because it was a handheld game, came out on the Game Boy, isometric, thank you, Deathline. Came out on the Game Boy Advance. It's the second game of the handheld Spyro games. The first one being Season of Ice, and the third one being Attack of the Rhinox. So, this game, I want to say, kind of really, I wouldn't say perfected it, but it's what Season of Ice really kind of could have been with just enough time put into it. There's even though it's really confusing and it looks really funky, the depth perception and everything having to deal with different stories on a 2D, kind of game. It's a lot easier to figure out than from Season of Ice. So, but this strat, we're gonna try and cool. So what he does here is he shoots these ice balls at you, and you have to shoot it back at him, and then run him over. And then he'll go back into the center, and he'll do it again. But if you are able to get those ice balls in your possession fast enough, because they melt away after a short amount of time, you can get a 1 cycle on there. That was pretty good. after each boss, you get a power-up. So we did a clip in Temple of Dune where the mummy was pushing me into the wall. And I clipped into that boulder. Ah, that sucks. The reason I couldn't break that boulder was because I didn't beat Crush yet. Once you beat Crush, you're able to break those boulders. And then what I was trying to do here, I'll take it safer. No, I died. So I want to make sure I don't hit that checkpoint. In this game, the fairies play as checkpoints instead of collectibles. In Season of Ice, they're the collectibles. So yeah, there are checkpoints in this game, and there's instances where we're not going to want the actual checkpoint, and this is one of them. So this is an obstacle course. There is a couple of these in the run, and most of them, they're exploitable. So you're supposed to do a bunch of movement on platforms and stuff, but the trigger for the trigger for like winning animation, I guess, for that extends into the water, so you're able to just die. We're also skipping a firefly here. We're not doing the pumpkins, which we typically do at 80%. Whoa! That was a weird bonk. And also, since it is a 2.5D game, you're gonna see some kind of like delay jumping I'll do sometimes. I did it there. It's not something you'll necessarily notice right away, but it is something that does save like seconds, depending on the stage and everything. Yeah, I've never like experienced a game quite like this before, and I've never like spearrun a game like this before, and it's interesting the amount of optimizations that you can find in a game like this. But right here, I collected that firefly, which typically you collect most of the hub fireflies at the same time in this stage, or in Celestial Plains. But I'm not going to do that here because I need to go into Watertopia after this stage. And the only way I'll have enough fireflies to do that is if I collect one more firefly, then I would be able to. Winter Mesa is another stage that is the majority of them are 1, missions, and 2, fire-based missions. So the only missions that we can really do in here are the free-range fireflies, and there's these this hockey. So if you like hockey, this is how you play hockey. Alright. So we have to do it once on easy difficulty. It's pretty much just you get 5 points. That's easy. And I guess the AI acts a little bit easier, quote unquote. And then on hard, the AI acts a little bit harder. But you have to get 8 points to win. But obviously, as you can see, there is kind of a strat that manipulates the way that makes this minigame actually difficult. If I just shoot kind of up and at an angle, kind of like upright angle, when I'm up and facing the wall, it'll just kind of clip into the wall and into the goal. So it makes this a relatively easier easier fireflies to get, but like losing time is kind of annoying there, and also I feel like there's something else I was gonna say, but I can't remember. Oh shit! Sorry, I got scared. All right, so something to note about music. Hey, that was a gold. That was good. About music in this game, the reason that there was a donation incentive to turn music on and off is music is actually slower for this game. It causes lag. Again, GBA, great system. Too much stuff going on at once. The Game Boy just can't really handle it. Dang, that was unfortunate. So having to load also music makes the game lag. And there's some stages that affect it more than others. Watertopia is one of those, so get ready for this. Because I don't even think I'm ready for this. Especially because the more that you do stuff on screen, the more lag you're going to cause. And I have updated strats since... Okay. Since this was kind of last really looked into this game. And one of those things being like just to play without music. So I haven't really had to worry about lag, like playing with lag, because I just don't do it. Alright, so right here is another cool mini game. If you take a large turn here... Oh, dang. I went up. It's a little too much. It's okay though. Still solid. Alright, so yeah, we have to kill all these enemies and freeze all these fountains. We skipped a checkpoint again in this stage. There's 2 different strats that you can do here. I'm gonna do the Death Warp strat. Good. So I killed the enemy, collected the Firefly, and started gliding at the same time so that I could be over the water by the time I was able to gain control again. So that I spawned back at the start where the Firefly was going to spawn. Saves a little bit of time over just backtracking. There's another strat that you can do there that's a little safer. It's a little slower though. And there's a way to make it faster. It's just ridiculously hard to set up because Fireflies will run away from you, so they'll just go in the opposite direction of wherever you are. So you can kind of manipulate where they go, but to an extent. So, alright, Candy Lane is a fun stage that has a lot of movement in it. So let's see if I can get this going. Something that I'm trying to perfect with Spyro as well is my commentary for it, because there's so much buttons that I'm pressing and there's so much going on in the game that I'm not really able to express or explain because there's just so much happening in such a short amount of time. I'm trying to get as much as I can to you guys. I will say just some basic information is that like the US version is the fastest version of the game. I don't really know if there is a Japanese version of the game. I just know that the US version is faster than PAL for a couple of reasons. Just a couple stages are a little different. And I've been playing this game on and off for about 2 years, but I've been like focusing on this game for about, I want to say almost a year. But it's a really, really cool and fast-paced game, and there's a lot of really cool speedrun-friendly stuff that comes along with the game. So I hope you guys are enjoying it so far. So right now, our Firefly count is really starting to catch up to us, as opposed to what it would be in any percent. So now we're having to do these pedestals. We don't typically do these in any percent, but this is kind of why I routed the stage the way that I did. This makes it so that we can kind of get all these pedestals in a relatively orderly fashion. Typically you would get the Hunter Firefly right there, but since we got him earlier, Just come up here. Okay. Wasn't prepared for that. Alright. But now we're done with Celestial Plains. That's the second hub world of the game. Moving on to the second boss, which is the one of the only instances of RNG in the game, and it's kind of manipulatable. So, if you like a game with very, very little amount of RNG, this is definitely one of those games. So the way Gulp is designed is that you have to make these rockets hit his body to fall on the ground, and then you have to pick him up and shoot it back at him. Depending on where Spyro's standing, he'll shoot out of either rocket, and then the rocket will just heat missile Sonic. That was actually really, really good. If I didn't fall off collecting that Firefly, that would have been a gold. That was really good. But you pretty much just want him to shoot those rockets at you. And not get hit by them. And sometimes the rockets can go through him, or either when he shoots them or when you shoot them at him. And that's not dependent, and that's not like a weird glitchy thing that can happen anytime. It's a weird angular thing that happens because the game's isometric. So it's not something that something that is unavoidable, pretty much. But now we just got some more hub world fireflies. Okay, this is the absolute worst stage for lag, but I will do a glitch, because there is a glitch in the game that makes it so that you can make the music glitch out. I won't be able to hear it, but I think I did it. Can't really tell, hold on. I can't hear my TV, so. There's a strat for this particular enemy here, or for this, these two fireflies. You can collect the firefly while she starts talking to you. But this is another obstacle course that you're supposed to do that we just don't do. They pretty much just failed on that one for sure. Alright. Lost time because lag, but that's okay. Lag hasn't been affecting the run too much, which is good. So get the last two fireflies in Starry Plains, and then we're going to do probably the most difficult and annoying level, but most interesting if you like task-related strats. So this is another level that uses a lot of fire, but there is also a good handful of fireflies that you get from not fire. This is one of them, so we just have to kill these 4. We actually do the stage backwards as well than what you would normally do it. So right here, these imps were thought to just kind of be random and really annoying. But there is a task of this game. It is unoptimized, but it is a task that kind of had strats for these imps. Dang. Almost got the full task strat. There we go. But it makes them a lot faster. Right here, I held the R button, so he ran a little bit forward when he wasn't actually supposed to, but it makes the imps spawn at a different spot. Oh, that was messed up. That's unfortunate as well. Okay, so pretty much you just have to freeze them. Okay, we're good. Whoop. And run over here. One of them is always going to be stuck in the glass, so. Alright, that wasn't that bad, actually. So now we're just going to go up here. Get the last firefly in that stage. And then here, we're going to warp, actually. So once the game is saved, you don't have to watch them collect the fireflies. So I'm just going to run, like restart, like soft reset and start from the beginning and run right into Moon Fondue. It's a little faster than watching the gems be counted and everything. So this is where the route change finally catches back up to us and we get back on track with our firefly count. So instead of doing three or four, I think I was typically doing 4 before. Unlucky. I have to make sure I don't get a hit now. So I was doing 4 fireflies here, but if you do this fast enough, you can actually do 5. Let's see, can I get this actually? Okay, we're good. Yeah. So you just have to make it there. That saves a cycle because typically I have to refill it again, but refill the electric gauge. Okay. And since this isn't fire, I'm allowed to use the electric ability. Wow, it keeps killing enemies. Okay. So the thing about the electric ability is that it randomly targets, and it also causes a lot of lag. All right, let's see if I can get this. Good. Got that. God. No! Oh, that sucks. Okay. So since I got hit, I didn't have enough time on my bar, but that's okay. Just go back up here and fill it up. That that strat that I do is very tight. So I have to run away from him because I talked to him on accident. But yeah, pretty much just doing those 5 fireflies. If you do them fast enough, which I actually didn't there, that was a little slow. But if you do them fast enough, if you play really, really well, it's a little faster than doing the extra firefly in the first level of the game. So I find that kind of interesting. The first level and the last level of the game, they both swap fireflies. All right, so I want to go into this fight with generally full health, but I can do it without full health. Time is going to be not too soon, but in like a minute-ish, if I don't mess it up. But yeah, so we just got 75 fireflies. That's the minimum that we need to beat the game, and then we're going to beat the final boss. So Ripto is a pretty annoying boss if you're going to casually beat this boss. We have kind of a strat that makes it a little bit easier, a little bit faster. Not too much faster, but it does make it a little bit easier and consistent, and we beat the game, so. Dang, I didn't get the text box skip, so if you're able to like angle yourself close enough to the door, you can skip all those text boxes that I got. But yeah, all right. So time is when the credits show up. I'll tell you in time. All right, I'm gonna skip right through this. And that's a 28:42. That's actually a really good time. 40 seconds off of my PB. So I'm actually just gonna get started for credits, or not credits. Cheat code percent. let me get that started. So the way cheat code percent works is that we make the file, reset, and then you put in the cheat codes at the title screen right here. So we're gonna put in the cheat codes, and then whenever you guys are ready, we can get that going. So 1 second to get these cheat codes put in. If there's like donations, or if you guys wanted to talk about anything about the direct relief or anything, feel free to do that while I put these codes in.
Perfect. There actually is a donation. Fruity Waffles wasn't done and sent in another $100 and says, "Somebody do the oven thing, please," which I will gladly do. Why do they call it oven when you oven the cold food about how to eat the food? I could probably say that faster too if I wanted to.
I dare you to.
Why do they call it oven when you oven the cold food about how to eat the food?
Oh god, that was faster.
Don't ask me why. I've practiced that.
All right.
It's for moments like this, okay? Anyway, our total now is $3,169.69 raised for direct relief, which is 1, nice, and 2, actually incredible.
That is incredibly nice, and also pretty nice. So awesome. I have a question though. Let me see here. 3,169.69. Can we make it 3,269.69 by the time I'm done with this Firefly percent run?
Ooh, I like your
I'm
thinking.
just curious.
Hey, I mean, if every viewer donated $2, we would easily get there. Just saying. It's just $2 from everyone. Just 2.
Got a point. He's got a point. Almost done. I have actually no way of knowing if I'm putting in the codes in right. There was supposedly a doing research for the game. There was supposed to be like a noise that comes up if you put it in right, but I don't. Do you guys hear the noise? Because I don't hear the noise.
Deathline says yes.
Oh, you hear it? Nice. I don't hear it, but I'm deaf.
I have the stream muted, so I'm not hearing myself twice, so I don't hear it either.
Smart man. All right. Well, I'm pretty sure I got all the cheat codes in. I have a surprise one put in as well. So, yeah, we're gonna get started, and then I'll kind of explain exactly what all we put in. Timing just starts at like once I press start, so I'll just do a countdown, and yeah. So, on go. 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, so we're just going to start the game. So, what I have done here is I have given Spyro a nice little shade of blue. This is actually the same skin that Spyro would have if he's frozen, because you can get frozen in this game. You didn't see that because I'm good and didn't get frozen, but it's a thing. But what I did, one of the things that you can do is you can open up the Atlas, which is pretty much like a menu of some sort. It basically just treats as a warp once you beat the game, but and as a oh, I forgot to turn off tutorial. My bad. I'll leave music on. Type. But yeah, once you beat the game, you can use the Atlas as a warp, so you can go to any stage whenever you want. Yada yada. Oh, actually, I didn't need to do that. Oh. So I'm not having to worry about like SDing for movement or anything like that. I literally am just going to these levels, collecting the fireflies, like the actual fireflies, and then just dipping. The concept behind this was literally just like, well, what's a way I can use the cheat codes, so I can do like a stupid category, and this was one of them. And it's just like lazy. It's like a lazy Spyro. He doesn't want to do any missions. Like he doesn't want to actually do work to get the fireflies, but he does need the fireflies. So we're just collecting the fireflies. Yeah, that's all of them. And then you get to see some neat routes with the stages like this one, where we don't have to go up the stairs or anything. There's some cool stuff going on over here. But yeah, so we have our skin. We're able to... What did I say? Warp with our... with the Atlas. We're able to scroll. You're typically not... Oh, I forgot one. Oh, yeah. You're not allowed to scroll, usually, with the Atlas either, unless you've either been to the stage or beaten it. I do actually need to go back here, because I forgot one of these. Oh, wait. No, we're fine. We're good. See how we have all these firefly pictures? We're good. Okay. You know what? We already saw this one. Minty Mines. Perfect. 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 Okay. So, other codes that we put in. This is the monkey. His name is Agent 9. He's pretty cool. These levels are... there's actually two other characters that you can play as in this game. One's Agent 9. The other one is Sheila, which is a kangaroo from Australia. And the Agent 9 stages are all the same. They work just like this. You just go around. You can shoot stuff. There's gems everywhere. And at the end of the stage, there's a firefly that you pick up. The point of like what you can collect in the actual stage is just the gems. So you can collect all the gems. Each stage has a set amount of gems. So there's not like, it's not like yellow coins in Mario or something where they can respawn or something. Once you collect a gem and save, then the game counts that and you've collected that gem. And you only need X amount more to have collected all the gems in the stage. So the reason we're doing it is because of the fireflies at the end. Literally, it's the pictures. Spyro doesn't have to do it. So Spyro is pretty happy that he doesn't have to do any work to get the firefly. And we don't have to do any missions to get the firefly. So that's why we're doing Agent 9. Oh, come on, man. And the codes that we put in, for whatever reason, there aren't any codes that really affect Sheila stages. But there are 3 codes that affect Agent 9 stages, and I have 2 of them in for Agent 9. Wow, that was insane lag. That was insane. What the heck? So we have infinite ammo. So typically, you only start with 30 bullets, and there's a couple different bullets that you can get in the stages. Oh my gosh. That was insane. Oh no. No. Okay. But yeah, so you can... We have infinite bullets. What am I doing? Over here. Oh yeah, I remember. It's weird to like think about where are all the fireflies when you're not doing like a routed run and you're just going and getting all of them. Really weird to think about. All right. No, I didn't get the pause. I didn't even talk about that in the last one, but every time I jump and pause into a firefly, I do that so I can skip a text box. Yeah, pausing in this game, I can't say for like any other GBA games or whatever, but for this game specifically, pausing just messes this game up. The game does not know how to process pausing at particular times. You can soft lock in a bunch of spots by pausing. There's a bunch of glitches that are like caused just because of a pause that you do at certain times. It's just really messed up. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Losing time. Sad face. Sad face. Sad face. But yeah, so these are just kind of like the cheat codes that we get to like kind of play through the game now. I can literally go through and beat the final boss if I really want to. Let's see, what else can I do? Here we go. No, I know what I'm doing. No. Yes. Okay. Alright. We're doing Volcano Vaults. Because this is probably... Well, this is the longest Agent 9 stage in the game. So this is the last... Typically one of the last, if not the last stage that you do in like 100% runs or something like that. But the stage is just such a troll. I've had my game crash. I've had the game soft lock. I've had literally anything imaginable that could possibly happen in a video game stage. I've had it happen in this stage. But especially in like 100%, the stage has a really cool route and has some pretty neat movement in general. Collecting the gems is like part of what makes the Agent 9 stages like actually good. But there are some pretty... Nope, get away from me. Fun strats, especially since I don't have to worry about my ammo or my health bar with the cheat codes. It's pretty hype. But I'm just going to say time's going to be when we collect this last Firefly, just so I can let everyone kind of vibe. Here, so right here in like 100%, we drop down. And there's either a path down here, and there's actually a path across here as well. So you just kind of take those paths and then Death Warp up here and drop back down. It's pretty cool. There is a relatively like high amount of optimization in the game as a whole, but there's still a lot to be found and to be like optimized with the game, just because there aren't too many people that run the game. Due to its like popularity and everything. Oh, I guess time. It's okay, whatever. But yeah, this is like super nostalgic game for me that I really enjoyed when I was a kid, and since picking it up as a more serious speedrun and doing stuff like bingo and cheat percent and finding other categories to do, it's probably one of the most fun, if not the most fun speedrun I've ever found doing this hobby, and I've been doing it since 2012. So, highly recommend it. Thank you, SS4C, for running this awesome event. I hope you guys have been enjoying the ride. I had a fun time. I got good times in both cheat code percent and in the No Fire Breath. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and because you guys donated for it. But yeah, I'm just gonna throw it off to SS4C guys for now.
So RDA, before you go,
what's up?
You said that you wanted to see 3,269.69.
Okay, yeah.
How about 3,369?
Hey, the symmetry.
Threw in a $200 donation.
Oh my gosh.
He gives us a Winston Churchill quote. We make a living by what we get, but we make a life by what we give. And with that, make sure you all stay tuned for some closing words from SS4C staff. Thank you so much, RDA. GG on the runs.
Thank you, guys. You have a nice one, guys.
And you too.